Welcome everybody to a look at a brand new Arrow video release, and it is 1969's The House That Screamed, also known as La Residencia. And yeah, this is directed by Chicho Ibanez Cerredo, a Spanish filmmaker, as this is a Spanish horror film, although it was filmed in English, I believe, because the dubbing for the English is nigh on perfect in most places, but it's also in Spanish dub as well. And yeah, it stars Lily Palmer, who's also in really rather well-known films like The Boys from Brazil, Operation Crossbow, Cloak and Dagger, and The Counterfeit Traitor. Also stars Christina Galbo and John Moulder-Brown, who I've not seen anything from before, but there are a few films that I know of that they've been in that I am definitely going to get around to watching, especially after seeing this. So yeah, it's set in southern France in the 19th century. It's about Teresa, played by Christina Galbo, who's a young girl who arrives at an isolated female boarding school that is tyrannically mastered by Miss Fenneau, who's played by Lily Palmer, the strict headmistress whose protective shadow haunts Louise, her weak son, played by John Moulder-Brown. So yeah, this is a really effective effort that has a great period setting. The titular house is really well used. The cast is really good, the cinematography is on point, and the production is solid. It looks absolutely gorgeous in terms of its production. The period production looks highly convincing. I also found the plot to be highly engrossing. The kills, though not numerous, are still stylishly done. They're quite slow motion, and they've got really good score over each one of those kills. And yeah, the score overall is excellent. There is some decent tension, and the finale is both satisfying and well executed, which is despite the fact that the killer is probably kind of obvious, but their motive for doing what they're doing isn't as obvious. So yeah, on the whole, a really rather satisfying conclusion. So yeah, with this release, you get a nice slipcover. Now, I'm not sure which is the original artwork or which is the new artwork. So that's from the slipcover, which is the artwork I prefer, to be honest. And then you got that artwork as well, which is good. No doubt about that, but it's a little bit one note in terms of its colour palette as far as I'm concerned, so it all kind of blends into one. And yeah, it's on one disc with the same artwork again. And yeah, you get the two different versions on this, both of which are in a brand new 2K restoration from the original negative. So you get the 105-minute uncut version, which is titled La Residencia, or also known as The Finishing School, and that's 105-minute long. And then you got the 94-minute US theatrical version that was titled The House That Screamed. So yeah, I watched the extended version because they're generally the better ones. And yeah, even though it was 105 minutes long, which is obviously 11 minutes longer than the US theatrical version, it didn't feel that extra length at all. It didn't feel like those extra 10 minutes were being, you know, wasted or, you know, just forced in there. And you also get a poster with this as well. So yeah, which again has the two different artworks. So yeah, you get to choose not just in terms of the slipcover or the artwork cover on the case, but also in terms of the poster, because you do also get this artwork as the artwork to choose behind the disc. So you can swap it around if you so wish, as you can see. So yeah, you get a choice in every respect in terms of what artwork you prefer. And yeah, you also get a nice booklet as well, which again keeps the colour palette of the artwork on the poster and on the case there. So yeah, you have cast and crew, then you have The Horror That Screamed, Mauricio Ibanez Cerrado's cult film The Residencia by Shaylee Rowan Legg, and then you got About the Restoration, and then you got production credits. So yeah, like I said, the restoration has been restored by Arrow Video themselves. The original 35mm camera negative and optical sound negative both conformed to the longer version of the film, were scanned in 4K resolution. And yeah, the film was graded and restored in 2K resolution as well. So yeah, they've done a great deal of work on this, and yeah, it looks fantastic. Like I said, in terms of the cinematography and the production, and the period production in particular really does stand out in this version of the film. Not sure how it looked originally, but yeah, it certainly looks great now. And yeah, this is the first Arrow video release I've had from them since December. I think December the 8th with Croupier, with that 4K release of that. So it's been nearly 3 months since I've had anything from Arrow Video. I've definitely slowed down in terms of buying releases from them, but this is definitely a great one. And yeah, really do highly recommend trying it out, especially if you're into foreign language horror films. I certainly am. Japan and Italy are the two main ones, so I've not seen much from Spain. But if, yeah, they're on more like this, then quite frankly, I'm really looking forward to it. And to top it off, it was Spain's first major horror production. So, yeah, as a first time, you know, big budget film from them, knocked it out of the park, quite frankly. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what else is from that country, or also Mexico, which I've been getting into as well in terms of a few films from there. So, yeah, but nonetheless, thanks for watching. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this film if you've seen it already, the theatrical version in the US or the extended version. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.